If you're a horror fan looking for top-tier scares without spending a dime, you're in luck. Today, we're diving into 8 chilling horror gems that you need to watch, because trust me, you don't want to miss out. Even better? They're all streaming for free on Tubi right now. These films offer everything you're craving, whether it's supernatural terror, nerve-wracking isolation horror, or something even more sinister. At number 8, The Retaliators, 2021. What would you do if you were given the chance to avenge a loved one's murder? That's the brutal question at the heart of The Retaliators, a horror thriller that blends action, gore, and crime in a pulse-pounding story of revenge and morality. John Bishop, a small-town pastor, lives a quiet, peaceful life until his teenage daughter is brutally murdered. Consumed by grief and anger, he finds himself in an impossible situation when he's given the opportunity to get revenge, but the way it's presented to him is unlike anything he ever imagined. Soon, John is pulled into a violent and sadistic underworld, where justice is delivered through bloodshed and survival depends on how far one is willing to go. With a mix of adrenaline-fueled action, shocking gore, and a gritty, crime-laden atmosphere, The Retaliators explores the dark side of vengeance. It's a brutal, relentless film that asks, is revenge ever truly satisfying, or does it only create more monsters? At number 7, Babysitter Wanted, 2007. Angie, a college student looking for extra cash, takes on a seemingly ordinary babysitting job in a quiet rural area. Her task? Watch over a young boy while his parents are out for the evening. It seems easy enough until things start to feel off. As the night progresses, Angie notices unsettling behavior from the boy and eerie occurrences around the farmhouse. Her unease turns to full-blown terror when she realizes she has been lured into a deadly trap. The family she thought was normal is hiding a horrifying secret, and she is now the target of a sinister cult with a dark and horrifying purpose. What starts as a standard slasher film soon evolves into a tense supernatural thriller filled with unexpected twists, frantic chase sequences, and brutal violence. Babysitter Wanted takes the familiar babysitter in peril trope and injects it with a fresh dose of terror, making for a nail-biting, blood-soaked horror ride. At number 6, 13 Sins, 2014. Elliot, a down-on-his-luck salesman drowning in debt, receives a mysterious phone call with an unusual offer: complete a series of tasks and win a massive cash prize. The first few challenges seem innocent enough: kill a fly, eat a burger in under a minute, but as he moves forward, the tasks quickly spiral into darkness. With each completed challenge, the reward grows higher, but so do the moral stakes. The game escalates from small pranks to violent crimes, pushing Elliot further down a twisted rabbit hole of manipulation and depravity. Soon, he realizes he isn't just playing a game, he is being watched, controlled, and forced to confront his own breaking point. A tense psychological thriller with horror elements, 13 Sins explores the cost of desperation and how far people are willing to go when pushed to their limits. It's a gripping, unpredictable ride that keeps you questioning what you would do in Elliot's place. At number 5, The Exorcism of God, 2021. Father Peter Williams, a highly respected priest, is haunted by a dark secret. During an exorcism years ago, something went terribly wrong. For a brief moment, he was overtaken by the very demon he sought to expel. Though he was able to suppress the event, the consequences of that night linger. Now, years later, Father Peter's past resurfaces when demonic forces begin manifesting again, and the sins he tried to bury come back to torment him. As supernatural events unfold in his town, he must confront the terrifying reality that his own soul may still be tainted by the darkness he once encountered. The Exorcism of God blends traditional exorcism horror with an unsettling moral dilemma, making for a deeply disturbing and thought-provoking experience. It's a film that not only delivers on chilling supernatural horror but also dives into themes of redemption, faith, and the price of sin. At number 4, Let Us Pray, 2014. A quiet night shift at a small-town police station turns into a bloodbath when a mysterious, silent man is brought in after a hit-and-run. Rookie officer Rachel Heggie begins to notice something strange. The stranger seems to have an eerie influence over everyone in the station. As the night progresses, secrets start unraveling, and the officers and prisoners alike begin to act on their darkest impulses. Corruption, betrayal, and violence emerge as the stranger's true nature is slowly revealed. Is he a supernatural force of judgment? Or something even more sinister? With an intense atmosphere, brutal violence, and a gripping performance by Liam Cunningham as the enigmatic stranger, Let Us Pray delivers a psychological horror thriller that keeps you guessing until the very end. At number 3, Storm Warning, 2007. Rob and Pia, a young married couple, decide to take a peaceful boating trip off the Australian coast, but their relaxing getaway turns into a nightmare when a storm forces them to seek shelter on land. Stranded in the middle of nowhere, they stumble upon a remote farmhouse. Hoping to find help, they quickly realize that they've walked into a trap. The house belongs to a sadistic and violent family, Brett, Jimmy, and their monstrous father, Poppy. The moment the couple steps inside, they become prisoners, subjected to a night of psychological torment and brutal physical violence. The men treat them like animals, taunting, beating, and humiliating them. But Pia is no helpless victim. As the film progresses, she transforms into a ruthless survivor, using her wits and the surrounding environment to fight back. The film's most intense moments involve Pia using gruesome tactics, including a particularly infamous use of fishing hooks and a homemade bear trap. Storm Warning is a brutal survival horror that blends the relentless tension of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre with the gruesome creativity of Saw. The isolated setting, strong performances, and shocking violence make it a gripping and intense experience. At number 2, Calvaire, 2004. Mark, a lonely traveling musician, finds himself stranded in a desolate countryside when his van breaks down. Seeking shelter, he stumbles upon an inn run by Bartle, a seemingly kind but eccentric owner. However, Mark soon realizes he has walked into a waking nightmare. Bartle, emotionally unstable and tormented by the memory of his lost wife, begins to project his obsession onto Mark, forcing him into captivity and treating him as if he were his wife. The horror escalates as Mark tries to escape, only to encounter the equally twisted villagers. Calvaire is a surreal, psychological horror film that explores madness, isolation, and the loss of identity. Its disturbing imagery and slow-burn tension make it an unforgettable and deeply unsettling experience. And finally, at number 1, Inside, 2007. On Christmas Eve, Sarah, a pregnant woman mourning the loss of her husband, settles in for what should be a quiet night. But when a mysterious woman arrives at her door, her world descends into unimaginable horror. The stranger is not just any intruder, she is determined to cut Sarah open and take her unborn child by any means necessary. What follows is a relentless and violent home invasion, with Sarah fighting for her life against a cold, merciless killer. With shocking brutality, claustrophobic tension, and an unrelenting pace, Inside is one of the most terrifying films of the French extremity movement. It's a blood-soaked, pulse-pounding nightmare that will leave you breathless if not scared. There you have it, 8 terrifying horror gems that you need to check out, all streaming for free on Tubi. Whether you're in the mood for psychological torment, relentless survival horror, or sheer blood-soaked chaos, this list has something to shake you to your core. Now the real question is, which one are you brave enough to watch first? Let me know which of these horrors got under your skin the most, and if you have more hidden gems you'd like to see on the list, drop them in the comments. Happy watching, and good luck sleeping.